All right, welcome punters. League of Australia podcast, Sam Wood, Blake Johnson, Nick Lloyd. And Will, what's your last name? Will Duncan. I was hoping it was like Will Power.
Will Duncans. We got a producer today.
Yeah, we do.
So
We're very excited. We're going to give him a mic. If you come back next week, we'll give you a mic and you can input because he knows racing, which is good. How are we, gents?
Stood out Southport Tycoon in the quaddie last week in Melbourne.
He did.
20-1.
I did mention it last week in the potty, so maybe you're listening.
Had the V8 form.
Oh, okay, all right, we get
into
it.
it.
V8's your horse. Yeah. We get it. How are you, Blake?
I don't think you get to say had the V8 form when V8 was in the race, right?
No,
But
but
form behind V8.
form behind V8. V8 gave him windburn and then
It just
rolls-
doesn't run a mile.
doesn't run a mile.
No.
You know what race he'd be good in?
Oh, don't.
Stratty.
You can't
Apparently-
mention. So hold on. We're 1 minute into the podcast and you've mentioned
Yeah.
V8 and Stradbroke.
Yeah.
Like the
Are you
Hawks,
good now?
Hawkesbury Guineas or something like that.
Yeah, Master Jamie's in this weekend.
Yeah,
too,
okay,
so there's
good.
the-
They're all
there's the
three.
three.
All
Get
right,
him out of the way,
we
out of the
We can
system.
cut Nick
Yeah.
out now. How you, Beej? You've just
Good.
zipped in prior to the potty.
Yep.
Blake's talent now, so he
I'm
just
very,
walks in just before the podcast, makeup.
My day is minute to minute, not like you two that just get to chill out. And, just
Yeah, we
do
got
whatever
it
you
easy.
like. You know,
Yeah,
just
right,
very-
minute to minute.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were here minutes before 9 and you rocked up minutes before 11, so we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Great weekend last weekend, a lot of racing, a lot of footy. What did you think of the Vegas experiment, I suppose?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah,
I thought
hit
it
or
was,
miss?
I thought it was great. Like Sunday at the pub, like to watch
Yeah.
a big double header like that.
Yeah.
12:30, 2:30, get there early, get a seat on the big screen. Good game of footy the first game. Blake, I'll let you talk about Manly because they were red hot. But grand final hangover maybe for the Bronx. They were a little bit,
I knew it was gonna happen.
flat.
Against my Roosters.
Yeah, and I thought,
You're not a Roosters supporter.
I'm a Roosters supporter.
yeah, you're a bandwagon.
That
I'm
is
a Roosters supporter.
that is crapola.
Bandwagon.
You can't support your wife's team.
My kids' team as well.
Oh, so? I'm not going to be a Titans supporter because Sonny's going to be a Titans supporter.
No, but he
He should be a Manly supporter.
he should be a
You
Manly
shouldn't let him be a
supporter.
Titans
Yeah,
supporter.
he lives across the road from the Titans Stadium, so it's
we just know
Yes.
how it
Favourite
works.
But I
place.
will
I
say,
now know
though,
who wears the pants in my house.
The Manly Bunnies game
Yeah.
was like the perfect game. I thought if you're an American that's got no idea about rugby league and like you've never seen it before, I thought watching that game for your first game was a cracker because it had everything. It had big hits, a few intercepts, length of the field
So good.
tries. Like referee let the game play to his credit. But the Roosters Broncos game was just a bit muddly, I thought, and you didn't really get to see like Adam Reynolds, like he's got the best kicking game in the comp just about, and had the worst
Didn't
kicking game of
showcase
his
it.
life. Reece Walsh didn't really get
We
get
thought
motoring. Like they were a bit disappointing, but then on the other end of the spectrum, James Tedesco had probably the best game he's had in 18 months.
Yeah.
He was on fire. So
Saab.
I think James Tedesco. I think the Roosters made a mistake there. Like Tedesco shouldn't be fullback. Manu should be fullback.
Well, Tedesco's so often in the line anyway. He may as well be up there.
They've lost Manu to rugby now.
Have
So
Have they?
yeah, he's
Or Suaalii.
going. No, Manu's going too.
Money going as well. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Did you just check that?
No, I didn't actually. I was checking.
fact check later.
I was annoyed. I'm pretty confident that he's gone. Like there was definitely talk that
I know there
he's
was talk.
leaving.
Yeah. I didn't know it
Roosters.
was.
Yeah, maybe he is.
And I'm pretty confident that he's gone next year. I think that he's going to rugby. But
Okay,
like
Tedesco.
I figure that he should be fullback. Like Tedesco's getting towards the end of his career. You could make the argument, like as per the World Cup, that Manu is the best fullback in the comp. And if you're going to lose, you'd say that he's top 3 fullbacks in the comp, top 4, Manu. And you're going to lose him going forward. That's
Yeah,
I
they
wouldn't
didn't
have Manu that high up on the fullbacks
It
list.
doesn't. But in that team, like you got to look at dynamics as well. Like he could.
Yeah.
You've got an on-field coach with Tedesco. Maybe that's what they put their on-field success down
Yeah.
to.
But
Like-
sort of worked for Darren Lockyer, didn't it? Like moved from fullback to 5'8", a bit later in his career.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with
But then you take
Tedesco,
Manu
but
out of those positions that he gets himself into, and
They
I
gave him a
couldn't
go
see-
at 5'8" last year, and it didn't really work
Yeah.
out. But yeah, like I figure that he'd be in the conversation for top 3 to 5 fullbacks in the game.
Manu.
Yeah,
top 6.
Vegas hit or miss?
Yeah, it was great.
You liked it?
Yeah, Manly were very good.
Yeah.
I think it was good. I think it's good for the game.
I think it's great for the game. They've had the TV numbers coming out since.
I read
Not huge.
not huge.
I thought
It's like 60,000 average.
yeah, 60 odd
audience on
thousand.
FS1.
They had 160,000 watching that college basketball game
Okay.
that ran into the NRL.
Yeah.
I think it actually,
It went a little bit later. I
yeah,
think.
like if you were watching that, you didn't catch the beginning of the games.
First 5 minutes or something. I think Dan.
So there was 168,000 watching that, and then 66,000 stayed on to watch the rugby league, which I don't know, like 880 watched it here on pay TV.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you would have a lot of expats over there watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's that important, to be really honest with you. If we can introduce to the market, that's great. But what did we expect? A million people to watch it? Like,
Yeah.
1,300 people watching it over there?
Not in the first season. I guess like hopefully they were talking about getting one game a week on Fox Sports 1 over there, like the prime time game.
I actually think they've always had something like that, but it's just what time it can be on.
Yeah.
Because there's been AFL is shown on American TV all season.
Right.
But it's like,
Yeah.
if you flick on, I don't know, we used to have them here, like whatever it is, like the Eurosport or whatever channels, like on Fox.
Yeah.
There's like, they have that on their pay TV over there, and your nighttime, 2 a.m. you might be able to see a Carlton Richmond game or something.
Yeah.
like
So I
that.
guess like
It's just about having it in billing. And the thing about the States is they need commentary around it. Like the NFL has an NFL channel that barely shows any games, but it's just 24/7 commentary. Like there'd be a show like ours on that channel talking about NFL 24 hours of the day.
I don't
Or at
think
least
it
18
really.
hours of the day.
I don't think it really matters like what happened in America. Who cares? Like we're not going to really get their audience to go
that's
and
the
watch
point,
rugby
though.
league, but it's not really. Like think about how much publicity round 1 got in Australia.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Like
I agree. But
everybody
that was always
talking
going to
about
happen
it.
if they had it in. If they had that double header in like Fiji or Papua New Guinea, you would still have a certain amount of hype. No, I know it's not Vegas.
not the same.
Because
Yeah,
especially
I know.
what the content that the Fox Sports and Channel 9 can put around it. But they do want to break into that market, without a doubt.
Yeah. Like watching the build up on like Fox, like the Matty John show, 360, like they were there like live from Vegas.
Yeah.
It felt like grand final week and it was like round 1.
I agree.
So
I thought
think
it had
it's-
that feel as well.
Yeah, I
was
think it's
pumped.
great
I sat
for-
down
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's great for it, and I think they're talking about maybe taking 3 games there next year. I think
Don't overdo it.
no, but like I think they were talking like Storm, Titans, Eels, and another Sydney team maybe like Raiders or someone they were talking about would be going next year. So
Raiders aren't a Sydney team.
New South Wales team.
Thanks, Blake.
Joey
How would
Manu,
you ever know you're doing anything wrong if Blake wasn't here?
I wouldn't.
No.
Joey Manu expected to sign with rugby.
Ah, cool.
Just confirming that.
Yep.
And what I was looking up before was I was a little bit upset because I didn't take $2.60 Manly to make the 8, and now they're $1.83. So
So our man, our NRL analyst, did I say it last week
Yeah.
on the
But
show?
you said top 4?
No, he said top 8.
Oh.
He
Thought
said
it was
it's-
20 to make the 4.
He said Manly to make top 8 was the best bet, one of the best bets of the season.
I thought, gotcha.
yeah, I missed that. 420 to make the top 4.
What are they to make the 8 now?
$1.83.
But see, is that just because they're top of the ladder? Like,
Yeah, it could.
like after the
yeah,
other,
let's see what
6
it's like.
games this week, like, you know,
they're probably bad. They'll be get back to
Melbourne
probably.
put 30 on Penrith. Like,
Yeah, let's just see. But that was one of his tiers. But so the rest of the round plays now.
Yes.
And then we have the kickoff of the AFL season. So do you know what's going on with the AFL with round 0?
Yeah, I saw there was like a couple of games.
So, and whether this is true or not, I got no idea. But they're doing round 0. So they've decided that they're going to take 4 marquee games, play 2 in Sydney, 2 in Brisbane, and hopefully capture NRL market whilst the NRL is in Vegas. Yet it's a week late. So all the NRL's back on and they're playing too. So now they're essentially opening round of a mainly Victorian audience has no live games played in Victoria. So the
I
AFL's
heard that they're trying to capture some rugby league audience.
I'd like having
cock up.
Look, and I love the AFL. I think they're far.
Yeah.
I think in some areas they are far in front of NRL, but they try and take concepts like they did Gather Round, which is literally just carbon copy Magic Round. Like almost kind of doing what Vegas, having these 2 standout games before round 1.
They just got the dates wrong. It's not a big deal.
Surely someone on, $500,000 a year over there could sit there and go, oh, they're going to Vegas a week earlier.
Yeah. It'd be like if PVL had have said with the big dance, like, we're going to run it on Melbourne Cup Day. It's going to be the first Tuesday of October every year.
Yeah,
and then go, oh, hang on.
Damn it.
We stuffed up here.
Like really
trying to get that Melbourne audience.
But that now stretches the AFL season out to 30 weeks.
Wow.
So if you're
like the regular season?
No, the whole thing. So if you're one of these 8 teams, 8 teams, 4 games, yep. This weekend.
Oh, so there's only 4 games.
Yeah, only 4 games. No Sunday game either. So
the best time to have probably
100%. Yeah. So if a lot of people watch Sunday Arvo footy on the NRL, you're not gonna. Yeah. If you are one of these 8 teams that are playing the grand final, you got 30 weeks of footy this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and you got another bye. Sorry, so 29.
League's always been that though.
30.
Yep. 26 and 4 weeks of finals, and there's no week off between the finals and.
Yeah, we did. They did the week off in the AFL.
Soft.
Yeah, soft. Soft from Nick. Big call.
And so it's colder in Melbourne too. Like,
shouldn't need
a week off. No.
It's not going to be colder this weekend.
And you wear singlets. Like, come on. Fuck.
Singlets. Yeah.
37 degrees for Super Saturday.
I saw someone who was a fellow tipper when we did a post like 2 days ago that they were bringing the races earlier, and then they announced that they're not. This aged well.
No. Well, he's going to be wrong because
they are bringing it.
No, yeah. So they were always going to. They were always going to put the.
They're not going to make a decision on the Wednesday.
No. I think they came out early and said we're going to cut the 2 benchmark 84s races and move them. I think one of them goes to Moonee Valley and the other one goes to like Ballarat or something on Monday. Like Sunday and Monday or something like that. But they said they won't make a decision on an early start until Friday. You can't. Like, they did that the other week too. The Wednesday meeting at Sandown, they moved it to an early start, like a 10 a.m. start down there, and then it wasn't hot in the end, and they were done by 2:00. They missed out on all that wagering.
100%. I've actually got a question without notice. It's just I've just remembered something. I saw Dean Watling on Twitter, and he said, and I'm quoting his Twitter post, I absolutely love New South Wales midweek racing, but I'm worried about the recent trend of immense amounts of scratchings, more so key scratchings. So this was on, I don't know what day, maybe it was
Tuesday off.
I think it was Wednesday morning. Yeah, Wednesday morning, 7:28 a.m. Warwick Farm today. 98 acceptors, 22 scratchings. 2 of them are favourites, 3 of them were second fave. So is that a concern, do you think?
That's annoying.
I mean, it makes it hard to bet early. I get that, but
I think that
is there just too many options in New South Wales at the moment?
What's the reason for it, I suppose, is the first question.
Well, I guess you've got all those big super maidens that get really big fields. So horses could be, you could be a favourite, say for I don't know, what's prize money worth in Sydney on a Wednesday, like 80 to the winner or something, like 70 to the winner. Yeah. Like you could be in a field like that, a favourite, and you could be 35th in ballot order or something like that before the fields come out for $150,000 race on a Saturday or a Thursday at Wyong or something in a super mate, and then all of a sudden you could, get a run in a race like that. So they go, oh, we're going to run there instead. It could be anything.
I definitely think there's too many options, but I think that it's a relatively easy fix, PVL, if you're listening.
Sure always is.
There should be...
On the plane home from Vegas, he's got us in his ears.
People should be penalised for scratching the morning of. So if you want to scratch, I think it's $160 or something along those lines to scratch. Prior to race day, it should be $160, and then on race day, $450, $480.
Yeah, okay, so bump it right up.
Yeah, So make your decision.
Yeah.
So that we've got...
Do trainers care?
Unless you've got a vet certificate or something
bigger
like
trainers,
that.
do they care?
Yeah, of course they do.
Well, I know, Joe Pride passes on
Yeah, they all
Scratching
pass it on.
fees.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
It's the owner's responsibility.
But the owner's responsibility based on the trainer's decision.
Yeah.
So
But the owners are going to care. Like,
The
if
owners
you
are
keep
gonna
copying
care.
a $480 scratching fee,
Yeah, I think like the
160 is nothing.
yeah,
Like,
I think there's got to be
put that
something
across
done because
10
like dual
owners or something.
acceptors like this weekend was just ridiculous. Like there's
Right.
a lot that have accepted in Melbourne and Sydney or Sydney and Brisbane. Like Chris Waller, like to his credit, with SB owner, like made the decision last night, but the float was leaving Melbourne. So
I actually don't think that she's been scratched, has she yet? From
I
the
think he said that he would
morning?
scratch her when she arrived in Sydney because then that would mean she was definitely in
she's
Sydney.
there,
Yeah.
I missed the flight.
Might miss the float. Like she wasn't organised.
They
She
get to Ballarat,
yeah.
they get to Ballarat and go, oh,
yeah,
not there.
SB owners,
Forgot it.
SB owner, we left it behind.
yeah,
So-
she's come out.
She's come out now. So-
scratched this morning.
So that's good, but like there's too many times where you get to Friday afternoon and a horse is in Brisbane and Sydney, and you go, surely the trainer knows where this horse is running by now.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah. And
Definitely.
also, like, horses that have gone around on Friday night at Canterbury are still in markets for...
And that's the other one
like
too.
Saturday.
Jimmy Starr,
Yeah.
like it came out yesterday that won't be running Flemington in the Shaftesbury Avenue. Will run Friday in the Newcastle Stakes. And then as soon as that like news broke, went like $2.80 into $1.95 in the Flemington race where it would be scratched. So can they take bigger deductions there on a horse like that? Is it people washing money? Is it like what goes on?
it's-
Like
They're arseholes,
Yeah.
as we saw from Surge this week.
Well,
this
I was just
podcast
gonna
is not
mention
presented by
This
Surge.
podcast is definitely not presented by Surge.
Yeah.
So, well, you've caused a Twitter uproar. Explain to listeners if they didn't see it.
Yeah, so I'm on Orchestral in the Vinery Stud Stakes at $21 all
Yeah.
in. She's now $2 favourite. I put this bet on 5 weeks ago. And then Tuesday morning, I get an email from them saying, your bet has been cancelled. I was like, oh, no way. And the reasoning behind it was pricing error, which like they were $21. I think like other places were like $13, $15. Like it wasn't actually, it was $3 and they were 20,
Yeah, no, yeah.
they were 21. Like they were just a little bit slow to turn off a price after she won a Caracas Millions race. So I've rung them and said like, not having this kind of thing.
Do you remember what I said to you? Like, I'm like, fight that, and you're like, I'm on the phone now. I'm like, if you don't get an answer,
Yeah,
Post
I
it.
already had that. Like that was already my
had ya?
plan.
Yeah, good.
That was already my plan.
I'm
Was
like,
to. I
that's-
was like, I'm
that's
going.
not fair.
I'm going to war.
That's not fair.
No. So I've rung them. I was on hold for 25 minutes as the customer service agent spoke to the head trader or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he comes back to me and he says, "No, sorry, there's nothing that we can do about it at the moment. It's a pricing error. Your price is $21. The current price is $2.30."
yeah. So, and this is what I'm saying. When you just said before that you're saying that they were 21 and others were 13.
Yeah.
That's a pricing error there for them. They haven't.
Yeah.
They weren't smart enough or quick enough.
Yeah.
To bring it in.
Yep.
The pricing error should never be between 21 and 230, which
No.
is, I know you said that they said that, and that's what they said in their email too.
Yes, correct. And she was I think she might have been like after she won the Caracas Millions, like
Yeah.
say like that was on the Saturday. I got the dates as well because I remembered going through it, and it was the 27th of Jan was the race. I put the bet on the 28th.
Yeah.
So the Sunday, I've backed her in
the
the
Sunday,
binary.
yeah, like not
yeah, like
they crossed the line.
yeah.
Right, okay.
And then so like she was by the end of the week's another like fairly prominent all-in tipster on Twitter tipped
Yeah.
her, and then she was into $9 in the binary.
Ah, okay.
And then after he tipped her, she was into $4.50. So she was probably $4.50 by the end of that next week, right? So she's gone.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she's won the Avondale Guineas by 3 lengths and she's firmed into $3. Then she's beat the boys on Saturday in the New Zealand Derby and firmed into even money.
There should be no clause like that. If you
No.
want to display odds, you have to...
But even if there is a clause that you've, accepted
Yeah.
by becoming a customer,
Yeah.
like I can't
if she gets beat-
accept the error.
If she gets beat and I ring them after the race and go, oh,
Yeah,
I've had 400 on instead of 40, I've only just realised.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad, so sad.
Yeah, of course.
That's on you. But
Yeah.
if they're 21 instead of 210. But anyway, that wasn't the case.
But that wasn't the
wasn't
case.
the case. She was, yes.
But
So
also, like,
And be careful,
they're all in on
because
everything.
I had a bet on Imperatriz with them in the Everest, and everybody else refunds these bets, but their futures markets are all in, so you lose.
I didn't know that until...
And
that was
Everest,
in the
Everest
comments.
should be, if no slot,
Yeah.
all bets are refunded.
And like,
but
in all honesty, like listeners to this podcast know that this is not, we don't use this forum or platform to take aim. We should do it more because they got a lot of traction. No, I'm saying like, and we like Surge as a whole, whatever. We're not passing comment on that, but that was a shit go. Like that was a really shit go.
You know what?
And this is the most important part. It would not have got overturned if it didn't get the traction online.
No.
So if you weren't a part of the leg up, you would not have got that back. And that's just done.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're probably, Surge, if you're listening, they might actually. They might.
They requested to follow me. Like, I was like, oh, that's pretty audacious. Like, no.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. We'll click this up. They would be in huge bother. Like they would, they wouldn't want to have someone taking that to NTRC. They wouldn't want someone going to an ombudsman or anything like that, trying to get that sorted.
Yeah.
But what's that worth in regards to the press? Because a lot of people saw that post.
Yeah, I think it got like almost 30,000 views on Twitter.
Yeah,
it's more than that now.
Is it more than that now? Yeah, like a lot of comments and a lot of people like
they got
digging the boot in.
They got
and people like to do that, unfortunately, on social media and things like that.
More than $800 worth of negative publicity.
Oh yeah, like that's right. Like I'm not, and that's all they let me have on too. Like
right.
So already they've limited what they are willing to.
Yeah, they only take bets up to
would be in that market or
within.
Like it's still annoying.
Still, So like you just
want to have balls.
Yeah, but the thing that really annoyed me the most about it was when they've come back to me after this has all gained the traction.
Yeah.
After telling me on the phone that it was a pricing error, after the email saying it was a pricing error,
they've had plenty of
come
time.
back and say, "Hi Nicholas, we've looked into this. There was a technical issue which has cancelled your bet." It's like bullshit. Like
you should have replied and said, "Did you cancel anybody else's bets on this?"
They didn't because like two of my best mates are on the same price, same bet, backed her to win more and didn't cancel her bets.
They didn't cancel their bets.
No. So I backed her. I think the reason why is because I backed her in the ATC Derby on Monday morning, and then they've gone. His two pending bets are on this same horse, and they've gone back and cancelled it. And she's not even confirmed to be running in the ATC Derby. So it's all in, but she was $13. I'm like, I'm just going to have something on in case she goes that way. So
apparently she is going that way.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So who knows?
$13
isn't there
Nick
anymore. They turned that price off pretty quickly too. But yeah, I was just like, that's a cop out. Like,
yeah, I agree. And like, I don't think that post, the PR wise, they haven't done any favors by commenting, like even commenting in that post saying it's technical shit. Like, imagine if they come out and said, listen, we realize this doesn't pass the pub test. We're going to look at our, procedures across the board here.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't, people see that and go, hey, there's been change here.
Yeah.
What they did was still have someone say that there was an error. It wasn't. It was the error was bad judgment.
Yeah.
The error was bad judgment.
Yeah.
And like, if they came out and said, listen, like they could have done, to fix this, we're going to do this and that. I don't know what that is.
And I'm not the sort of person that like there were a few people on like Twitter like replying like you should pay him out early or you should give him bonus bets. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to be like I'd take it like if they wanted to pay me out now, but I'm like I don't want that. I just want you.
Yeah, I saw people like yelling out for bonus bets, but that shows me that they could have said
they can't give me bonus bets because they've promo banned me.
Okay, was Surge when you got promo banned?
As soon as you made the account?
As soon as you made the account?
Nah, that was noisy.
That was same mob.
Same mob, yeah.
Right, so, God, we're bashing today.
Yeah.
But, like, there does need to be a fairness scale somewhere in the industry.
Yeah, like, I think it was an opportunity for them to get on the front foot and be like, we've stuffed up here. We've, given you $200 in bonus cash or but that's like, that
they
doesn't
could have come out and said, listen, to everyone in these comments, even though it's $2.30 in the market, for the next 24 hours, we're going to have it $3 in the market. Max bet $50.
Yeah.
$4.60. double price.
Double the price.
Double the price,
Max
yeah.
bet $50.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know what
That's
they
a
would
good
have
promo
done?
opportunity.
People would've-
30,000 people that saw that
Yeah.
thought, I might take that. And they've just made new
I'd
accounts.
Love to stick the boot in. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
make new accounts.
It was a chance for them to get on the front foot, and they didn't. They missed the mark.
And just get a beat. She's got to come to Australia. She's got to get over here. All well and good.
Have some liability. Take them on. Like, it. Unfortunately,
and try and beat
they did the wrong
Sardos.
thing and they just didn't handle it right.
Yes, but anyway, I'm looking forward to that race now. I already was.
It'll be the Surge Saga race.
Yeah, just wait for them to not pay me out. So, as I said, when will those bets be back in my pending bets? Oh, no, we can't actually put them in there, but we'll just honour them. So I've got no pending bets on Surge at the moment. But
Oh, so you have no like...
Oh,
I've
that's
got-
okay.
I've got
They're
screen.
not going to mess around anymore. Don't
No,
worry.
I don't think they will.
They're pretty scared.
they muck around
Trust me,
with
I've got
old-
screenshots, John.
Oh, yeah. John as well. Honestly,
Yeah.
they're
John-
all using the same intercom system.
Yeah,
They're all using the same
yeah.
customer service system.
John and
Just-
Rachel, I've got my eyes on you too.
John and Rachel. Oh, well. Let's get into this weekend's races. We've potted enough, people. Where do you want to start? Sydney? Melbourne? Let's get Melbourne out of the way so you can sink your teeth into Sydney.
It seems like Nick's got more of an opinion on Sydney than me anyway. So
Oh, you too. I thought I half heard you too.
Oh, I just have to go back, like, when was it that I said Militarize is better than Anamoe? Like, that might have been that might have been a foul.
you didn't. You didn't.
No, I didn't. I said
You
he was
didn't
on
say
track
bet.
to be
You said at the same stage of their careers,
Yeah.
Militarize is on top of Anamoe.
Yeah,
And he was.
he was. He didn't win the Guineas. He didn't win the Cox Plate, but here's his chance to
You
win a
said that
Randwick
before
Guineas.
the Guineas and the Cox Plate. So
Yes,
multiple
I
Group 1
did.
winner at the stage.
Yep.
So, yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Did
okay.
Anamoe, he won the Randwick Guineas, didn't he?
He won a Randwick
Yes.
Guineas.
No, he didn't.
He ran
Yeah.
second.
No, Converge beat him.
Yeah.
I was on
okay.
Converge.
Yeah, I
that
remember
day.
that.
Yeah, and then Anamoe won the Rosehill Guineas by like 8.
And he only won a size, didn't he? He didn't
Yeah,
win
he
the
didn't win the
champagne.
Champagne. So Militarize has still got. I think Militarize is
So he was a 3-time Group 1 winner, and Anamoe was a 2-time Group 1
Correct.
winner at the stage.
at that stage.
Yep.
And then at this current time, they're both 3-time Group 1 winners. But Anamoe had.
And Militarize has only got beat 2 and a bit lengths in a Cox Plate.
Yep. I think Militarize is as good as even money shot as you'll see on Saturday.
Well, he's going to be a lot better than even money.
even
So,
better.
What do you think it'll get out?
Well,
It's currently
I think it's
$2.35.
230, 240
Yeah.
available.
What price does he start? Do I wait to have my bet or do I take 240?
I think they'll start closer together in the market.
Him and Celestial.
Celestial.
Legend?
Yeah, because on rating, Celestial Legends last start win rated higher than Militarize's first up run.
Interesting. What price would Celestial Legend have started in the Apollo when Militarize started 550 against Fangirl? Think it over. Yeah. He would have been double figures, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah. Like he started
15 to
$8.50 and
$21 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Militarize. Yeah, I think Militarize.
Yeah.
Oh, you might,
Like, you just
I
look
wanna
at
be with
Militarize's
Militarize.
second up run at 1400 at Rosehill in the Golden Rose. If he repeats that, he's probably better suited Randwick Mile. I think he'll win.
You would
Myself.
militarize as well?
I am with Militarize. I think the other horse is going to have to go back. I think Militarize just lobs into a beautiful spot. His first up run was really good. Obviously, this is Group 1. They've had their eyes set on this race for a while.
Yep.
It's probably not grand final day, but this is a grand final for Militarize, and it's a grand final for Celestial Legend as well. But I just think the draw, he's going to land in front of Celestial Legend, and he's going to be really hard to get past. But I do think I think you'll get $2.50 plus.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Shout out, good luck to anyone that when we did the top 3 horses to win in Group 1.
Yeah.
Celestial Legend in the Randwick Guineas was one of mine. I think it was like $13 then. So hopefully someone's on and got a good ticket on him. I'm not on.
Now you're against it.
Oh.
Not against it.
No, he can win.
It's a 2-horse race as well. Like,
Oh, Tom
right?
Kidden's there. Tom's got to improve.
Yeah.
Tom will improve.
lengths
Tom,
Tom Calf, as I'm starting to rename him in group chats, because one of my, Brody, my best mate, he is a very big Tom Kidden fan.
Yeah.
And I like to call horses yaks, and obviously Kidden is a baby cat. and a calf is a baby yak. So he's
Yeah.
Tom Calf in group chats at the moment. Just
Does it get them lolling around in the group chat?
Oh.
I continue hearing this.
he gets riled up, which is probably funnier than Tom Calf.
Yeah,
Which
probably.
that was the intention. Like,
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
Nash has come out and said that Tom is one of the best horses he's ever ridden.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Whose phone is going? It's mine.
Well, someone's ringing me.
Yeah. Look, like you said, I think intensive, always a big play in these races.
Yeah.
And this was a circled race for Militarize.
both of them.
The Blue Army as well. They were my flops of the spring. They're on track to be flops of the autumn too because they are cast.
Yeah.
They don't have stats, but they're not going any good. They've lost Vin Cox to Yulong, and it's like
Please don't. Tom Kidden will come out and win now.
possibly. But when was their last
Just
group?
a
When was
fucking-
his last group?
Just
one
a
win?
mock comment.
Tom in the spring champion.
Yeah.
And that was the only one in the entire spring.
That's okay. They'll
be
prior to that,
fine.
when Anamoe was about, though, they were.
Yeah,
red
but
hot.
did Anamoe just like make them look even better? Like in secret,
did.
all right. In secret, won the
Definitely.
Newmarket 12 months ago.
Is Callis with Godolphin?
Yeah, but that was a lowly group too.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't have the stock at the moment.
No.
And they don't have the 2-year-olds.
No, Coolmore is shitting on them in terms of global powerhouse studs in Australia.
We don't know about.
I tell you what,
Global.
we are not making friends with this podcast.
I don't
I'm
want to.
from Godolphins.
No. I don't want to be friends with the Sheik.
We've upset all the Godolphin and Surge fans
Yeah.
out there.
Yes, James Cummings probably.
I
best
think
for
Godolphin's
Surge.
absolutely fine. Don't you worry about
They're in
them.
trouble.
All three of us would Militarize in Sydney. Let's go Canterbury Stakes, and all of us would think about it as well.
No,
Oh, Ah.
I think the mare can beat him second up with the fitness under her belt. Espiona.
Espiona.
Yeah, think about it. Best horse in the race for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have wanted, like, if it was him versus Imperatriz, I would have wanted to have been with him over her at 1,300. But I think Espiona, dry track, 1,300, second up, Randwick. I think there's a bit to like about her, whereas he's first up. 13.
Not bad first up stats, by the way, so it's not a knock.
Yeah, right.
First up stats are a myth.
Yeah.
I see
sorry.
that thrown around all the
Sorry,
time.
Yeah, is that on your
But yeah.
good? You using your bookie? Which bookie are you using for those stats?
But
Market order.
4 from 4 first up, 4 from 4 at Randwick, unbeaten track and trip, Sam Clipperton, great record on him.
$1.95
Moral.
on Surge. I've been using it.
Yeah.
what price did they both start in the Everest?
Yeah, no, true. He was $4. She was $13, $14.
Was she that tight?
I think they came for her a little bit.
Okay.
I can confirm for you if
And
you like.
what was the margin between the two?
I'm
I know that she wasn't. I know that it wasn't. I know that it wasn't a target race for them, and they weren't maybe not
Yeah.
going to run her. But
Where are they racing?
I think they're
Remember.
too close in the market. I think he should be a very firm favourite.
Yeah, I didn't realise that she was $3.80 and he's close to even money. Like,
Yeah.
that's almost back them both
Oh.
areas. Like, what else?
Yeah, I
I
think.
think the best price about him running out was $1.96.
Yeah.
I just think that he is
Of course, they
clearly.
do that with the six.
Yeah, so $1.95 everywhere.
Let's just say
else, yeah.
$1.95. So we don't have to move that
She
either.
started $17, was beaten 2.8 by him.
Yeah. What price did he start?
$3.80
Yeah, very well
on
scored.
the World Pool totes. They came for him.
$3.80. Yeah, so I think he'll win.
Does Coal
I think
Crusher
she'll
get the
probably
blinkers
run
here?
Second, no.
No. they
Backable
saved
price
them for
at even money.
Fourth up. He can't win this race. I was excited for him. But yeah, then when I saw that Joe Pride accepted with him, I can see that it's not his race. There must be a race for him in 2 weeks or something like that because he's just backing up. Third up. So 2 weeks, there'll be a race for him. Blinkers will go on. Fourth up. I think he won the
Won the Hunter.
Hunter fourth
Yeah.
up. With the
They're
blinkers on.
actually, this is, I know I've already, the people playing bingo at home have already ticked it off the list, but Coal Crusher, Joe Pride's target for him is the Stradbroke.
Okay. Well, let's.
So,
I think maybe.
I don't know how you get,
How
like,
long ago?
that's June, so
a
it's
long
got,
way away.
yeah. And your horse that you made
What's
a
target?
black book of on Saturday from this round, Roll On High,
Yeah.
Peter Moody on radio. He's probably going to go back in trip to the Arrow Field with her, 1,200, and that's during the championships, and freshener for the Stradbroke Tats Tiara.
Yeah, I
There you
did
go.
hear that he was heading up to Queensland with her.
Queensland
The money
Stradbroke
gone on that, or is
what?
there money in the
Oh, she's
market?
like $17. There's one bookmaker have all-in markets for the Stradbroke, and believe me, we're betting.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting because like she was really well. When did she? How far was the desirable at Flemington? She won 14 or mile.
Not sure.
Okay.
I think, I don't think she's been past 1,400 metres in her career so far. So I'm just going to go into the futures markets.
The red and orange mob have it. Yeah, but anyway,
Arrowfield, 3-year-old sprint.
yes, I think that's where he said, unless they go to like he said, there's a few options for her.
Yeah.
So there's also what is it, the Farlat, the 1,500 meter 3-year-old lead up to the Vinery, the one that Wally
1,500.
uses. Like
Yeah,
that
that's a
could be
good
a
one.
race that
Yeah.
she could go to. Group 3, I think.
Yeah, that's
Options galore.
So think about it is a bet at $1.95, 96, or it
yeah, well, I
needs
could
to
get him marked shorter than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's a Stradbroke winner.
Yeah. I think he thinks he's on the other podcast.
No, I think I just have claimed the race.
Right. Okay. Before we get into the Melbourne Group 1, I wanted to slot this right in the tips because this is when people listen. We have got some exciting news, which we'll be able to share a lot more in-app news next week. The UPC Showdown, and this is news to you two as well, will be kicking off next week. Mm-hmm. The UPC is the Ultimate Punters Challenge, and we'll be able to give you a lot more, just obviously due to compliance. You can't get in there and we can't give you too much away. But I think what we're going to see next week, and this company is going to change the way, or it's not going to change the way you bet. It may, but it's going to change the way you enjoy the races. It's a different betting experience.
Yep.
And it's something that the tagline is 1 bet 12 races, and is literally like that. It's like a showdown. You get to bet you $50 a ticket. You are alive till the last race a lot of the time.
Yes.
And we found that even when we were like, when we had Benny up the other week, we went into the beta testing and had it going, and even we were cheering on, our bets and strategy bets and things like that. And you'd be like, fuck, I think I had that in the showdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these
it's like that
guys-
second chance. It's so good.
Yeah, and I think too, like you might be doing the form and you might think, this or like, for example, like say you have, you got the race with Think About It or something, you might be going, Think About It or win, but they pay first, second and third here.
Yeah.
Like what's something like a bit of value that I think could run a bit of a cheeky race? And it might sort of, if you're doing your own and not your quick picks, like it could sort of half change the way you go about doing the form and backing races as well. Like
Absolutely.
I always prefer a bit of a roughie, like over $1.80 shot or something like that. So I'd rather find a 20-1 pop that could run third and pay $5 a place than something that should be winning at $1.60 or something.
Like we said, it's a tournament. You get paid points based on win, place. But if you like something that odds can have $6 a place over $2 a win, that's definitely the play. And like being a quaddie better,
you like a roughie in there.
Well, I like having a few options out there.
Yeah.
And losing the first leg of the quaddie is shit.
Definitely.
You're never out first leg.
It's good. It's good that you're still alive. And just like we were cheering home Monopoly money in that beta testing.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
It's going to go to a new level when there's actually...
It's your own money. Yeah, I probably won't be buying $10,000 worth of tickets every Saturday.
Quick bet.
Unless I win, if I have a big win on the week before, I'll just leave it in there.
It's
Forget the house deposit.
it's something that came to us and came across our desk, and we get a lot of stuff come to us, and we get a lot of opportunities for partnerships, but never did I think that we would genuinely enjoy something this much.
That's cool.
It's going to be a cracker. Can't wait. It's, red hot.
Yeah, I think so.
Get involved. Jump on the UPC Showdown Facebook page, and there's going to be
Instagram,
plenty
TikTok, Twitter.
info.
Yep.
When we get the okay to do the info, comes.
There's a little bit of it's a bit of hype, but when the info does come, you want to be
first in.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually think this is going to be especially my punters club will buy probably 2 tickets every week and 2 quick picks.
Yep.
Because 2 tickets is 2 tickets at 12, 6 of us in there. So you get 4 races each,
Yep.
put the tickets together, and then the quick picks.
Yep.
It's saying to follow all day.
Yeah. And you know what, as well, when it launches, you want to get in there early and make an account, because there's not much worse than making an account, setting a username, and it goes, sorry, this username's already taken. But
True.
you get in early. Like, I could be like Seal, I could just be Nick.
You did choose Lloydie 69er.
No.
Oh, didn't you?
I think I was just Lloydie.
Oh, okay.
That's what he chooses. That's what he usually
I'm like, you didn't need the number.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to get
3,
in
4,
there.
5, 6, 7, 8,
I
9.
got to get in there before anyone takes
gets-
Lloydie
yeah,
69er.
My username is just 69.
69. He's a little rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's get into this race down in Melbourne.
Mm.
Imperatriz seems to be the horse that people love when it wins to come back and
Blake's just
tag
so
us.
keen for her to get beat, and the first thing he'll do will be getting in the comments of any post.
She will get beat this weekend.
go. Well,
I agree.
you both are against Imperatriz.
Yes.
Well, she's not Black Caviar.
She isn't.
And some people have been saying she is.
It's like people saying Fangirl is like Wings, isn't it?
I didn't say that.
She's not Black
Wings
Caviar.
like.
I think there's only been 3 horses in recent times to win with 58 kilos or more on their back.
Can you guess them?
And I think
Obviously, Black
that's
Caviar's
going
one.
back
Have
to
you got him?
Yeah, I got him.
How long?
2010 might have been the first one.
No.
Before
No.
then.
There's one in the 90s.
The 90s.
Oh, I want to say like All Our Mob.
Nah,
Scalacci. No.
how you
Shaftesbury
pronounce
Avenue.
well done.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then
that
there's
race
the
is
third.
We saying Jodie only carried 56.
It wasn't a mare. It was a.
Wasn't a mare.
it-
And this is in the
Black Caviar's the only
2000s.
Yep.
mare. So Black Caviar, Shaftesbury Avenue.
Not Weekend Hustler.
I got it.
Okay.
Think of Black Caviar.
Yeah, like A-list. Yeah.
Well done, boys. Very well done.
I was thinking Buffering, but I was like, no, he didn't win a Newmarket. But yeah.
Look, I hope Imperatriz wins because I love history. I love kind of seeing, but it's steeped against it.
Her name, like on the honour roll of Newmarket winners, would be the most fitting in that field.
Yeah.
And
Definitely
like, to do
fitting.
it with
Of course.
do it with 58 would be a 10th Group 1. Like it'd be a huge achievement, like for any horse to bring up 10 Group 1 wins, but do it in a Newmarket as a mare with 58. Like that's record book sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Let me jump in and say how big the gap is between Black Caviar and Imperatriz.
Yes.
They're both going to carry 58 kilos.
Yep.
Black Caviar started at $1.18 when she won the Newmarket. Imperatriz is going to start $3 plus, $3.50.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if she starts shorter than $3.
Really?
So that's a huge gap between those two. So stop
It's a
with the,
punter's fave. You think it'll get out to...
stop with the comparisons.
Yeah. Stop.
Didn't you said... Was that Winks we just saw when Fangirl won?
No, I said
Was that
it's good
you?
to see Winks come out of
I
retirement.
need you to...
It was
I
Winks
need to-
like.
it was Winks
The way she
like.
travelled into the race.
Don't pot people for making comparisons when you're making comparisons like that. Pot comparisons, not the ones that aren't yours.
I'm not potting the comparison.
You
I'm
are. You're
just
saying the comparison.
There's a big- that's actually-
the comparison between Imperatriz and Black Caviar. I mean, it shouldn't be there at all.
SEN, Wolfden, they all come out with it.
Did they?
Yeah. Wayne Hawkes. Oh, Wayne.
Wow.
What did Wayne say?
That Imperatriz is getting to Black Caviar areas. Ridiculous.
Oh well, if she wins the Newmarket, then
Yeah.
maybe you can start the conversation. But I don't think so.
No.
And at the same stages of their careers, I think they both had 25 starts, and Black Caviar was 25 from 25. So
How many losses Imperatriz had? 6?
7 or 8?
7, yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
At least
Oh,
not-
yeah, like that.
at least
I
not
agree with
one.
that. The comparison shouldn't be there.
No.
But I think always going back and comparing them to these, like, there's legends in this sport, like in every sport.
If she can win the Newmarket, then come to Sydney and win the TJ, then
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
that's champion. That's champion-esque.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weight. 7 of the past 11 winners in the Newmarket have had 52.5 or less.
Yeah, so how many runners in the Newmarket this year will carry 52.5 or less? That would narrow the field right now. Not many.
Cylinder, Master Fay. Is there only one more? The other thing right
I'll
down
go
the
and have a
bottom.
look at the race. Okay, so down the bottom. So, yes, there is...
Under 52 and a half. Yeah, there's
a few.
plenty.
So there's the Astrologist, Benedetta, It's Our Time, Master Fay, Ray Magnerio, Scripper,
Might have been easier to say the ones that weren't.
and Cylinder. No, there's about that's half the field.
So none of them deserve to be Newmarket winners.
The only two in the market. So you can narrow this down a little bit. You can say the only two. There's probably 3 that you could say that are relatively the same price. Benedetta is $18, Shripper is $13, and Cylinder is $12. So
Yeah, they're the only
you can
3.
narrow that down to 3 possibilities via that stat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go. Tell us what you're on.
Magic Time. Graham Beeksmith, 53
You and
kilos.
DJC, yeah. I know. You guys do form very similar. Have you noticed that the last couple of weeks?
I have.
Yeah.
How many... I don't think there's been many horses win the Newmarket first up.
Probably not. You might, yeah.
Redkirk Warrior, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Yep.
Was that his name?
That was his name.
He was one.
Yep.
I thought first up was a myth.
Did Rockin' Horse do it first up? Did she win a Newmarket? Yeah.
Rockin' Horse, yeah, potentially.
But she might have had runs in New Zealand.
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, you could be
There's
right.
not many.
No.
I know that there's not many.
Yeah.
Horses don't usually
Yes.
win it first up.
No, you could be right. I thought she's trialled and jumped out really well. Big win in that. What did she win? The Sir Rupert Clarke. Big win. Nice mare. I just think she's a little bit above average and could really enjoy the 1200 down the straight. Just whether or not she's got the fitness edge on a few of them, which she doesn't because
she's pretty good.
She's first up, but she's pretty good. She's won at Flemington before. I don't think she's been down the straight before. Like when she won the Amanda Elliott on Champions Day a couple of years ago over 1400 at like a second or third start. But this will be her first go down the straight. But I think she's pretty smart.
It's always a big query down the straight for the first time, right? Because it's a
she's drawn out wide,
setup.
which I love though. Like she's going to be able to find that outside fence. Going to have Imperatriz over the other side, just run her own race, and
Is that right?
yeah. And then I've actually had a double. I've had her to win the 2 big handicaps, the Newmarket and the Stradbroke.
Who with?
Not Surge.
Just no. You can't.
No, I don't think any horse has done that double. All our mob, that was why I thought of him. He won the Stradbroke and then won the Newmarket the next year, but none in the same year. There you go.
I'm sticking with Bonus Natures.
He gets a big weight swing.
Like Shin.
So does Cylinder.
I'm actually going to have a bet in this race.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Fire up.
I'm going to back Buenos Noches.
Spiky.
Yeah, so reasoning is that her 2 career peak figures have been Moonee Valley. Her straight track figures have rated down a little bit on those Moonee Valley runs. He gets a 4.5 kilo weight swing on her from that VRC Classic. Is that what it's called?
Champion Sprint now.
Champion Sprint. Yeah, so he gets a 4.5 kilo weight swing on her for that. Half length beaten margin. So that figure is well and truly clear of her 1,200 metre Flemington straight track form. So I think at $4.80, he's a great price. He was for Give Run first up. The market loved him. He was backed into like $1.70. He was snagged back. The race wasn't run to suit. It was a Forgive Run. He hit the line nicely, but just put a line through that. Goes to Flemington, a track that he loves the straight, and I think they will start closer together in the market. $4.80, $5. It's a very fair price.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit longer than that.
He was until
got in?
she came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Yeah, $5.
And what I'm saying before, I heard you say you don't believe in first up. That's not correct. So what I was saying,
you said to me
first
I
up,
was reminding you of what you said.
stats. The stats. Like if you look in the form guide and you say, oh, this horse is 3 from 3
like
first up.
3 from 3.
Because it doesn't take into consideration class. It might be a Goulburn Maiden, a Scone Class 1, and then you're tackling a black type race.
Yeah.
That's why ratings are so much better than just looking into a...
I think that was like the horse yesterday, Sweet Mercy, that Dylan Gibbons won on. I think they were talking, like Brad Gray before the race said, got a really good first up record, but usually over, I think was she 1400 yesterday, and like it might have been like usually 1200 was her first up, like a starting points and whatnot. Like she still won, but yeah, like he was obviously like aware of that and like letting the punters know, like, all right, she might be unbeaten fresh, but they've all been over 1,200 metres and she's 1,400 metres here. So different ball games. Like, I remember years ago, I cannot think of the name of the horse for the life of me. I reckon he raced until he was like 11 or a 12-year-old. So like he had like 9 first up runs or something, but had like 9 for the 9 first up runs was like 8 wins, and he just like every prep he'd just win first up. And I just can't think of the name of the horse, but he was an old ripper down in Victoria. Some horses like are different; they just fly fresh.
Well, I mean, I think that's what a lot of people would assume with that stat is, okay, well, this horse always has 2 trials and then it's ready to...
Yeah, he used to win at like $15 too. Like he wasn't like a trendy horse to be with or something. Like
what do we have the track distance, Blake?
Track distance?
So if you see that this thing, it's won over this trip at Randwick, 2 out of 3 times. That's a stat that we would...
It still doesn't take into consideration class.
I think different
I
tracks
thought you would
different.
elaborate because I think this is one of your top
like
5.
Moonee Valley being like that tighter track. Like if I'm betting blind on a Friday night at a like we're at a pub or something
Literally
like that.
blind.
Yeah, not literally, but
Gamble responsibly, obviously.
But like if I see a horse that's like won at the Valley before, I'd always rather a horse that's run well there. Like
certain tracks, definitely. Moonee Valley's one. I think Caulfield's one too. Like
I don't like backing horses like Caulfield first time. Like if they've had a run at Caulfield before, usually okay with it. But like
that's what I mean.
Sydney, like a Sydney horse going to Melbourne and run Caulfield way first time.
Yeah, like I would never sit there and go, this horse goes well at Randwick. Like even if it's 4 from 4 at Randwick, and there might be something to look into. But certain tracks, Caulfield's one for me, and Moonee Valley, I would like them to have a win there.
Down the straight as well. That's the other one.
Yeah, down the straight. Track distance. I wanted you to elaborate.
Track distance.
Yeah, it's a stat that
horse
should be
that's
forgotten,
4 from 4 over Flemington. Oh, so Flemington Mile.
We're talking about short form. This is something you wouldn't ever look at. But in the bookies, you click on the horse, and the first thing they give you is short form.
Yeah.
So,
first
up,
I
get it. It's exactly the same as it's
just
exactly the same as first up, second up, which is in the short form as well.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take into consideration class, which, as I said before, a horse might have won a maiden and a class 1 first up, and then they've gone into deeper class second up at both preparations or something like that. Exactly the same.
The horse that I was just going to say the horse that probably like could almost be the perfect example, but he bucked the trend was Shelby 66.
I knew you were going to say Shelby 66
in that autumn, like where he was like his heavy track stats were unreal, and it was like highway. Then he went Group 3.
Group
and
1.
Group 1.
So until he won the Group 3 and the Group 1, you could say, these stats are really misleading.
And
because
that's what I mean. Like
been
when he
thrown
went
into
to
those classes.
When he went to that Group 2 or whatever against Nature Strip and beat Nature Strip home, like you could have been looking at that going, he's 2 from 2 track and distance, and he's 4 from 4 on a heavy track, but they've been at the Sapphire Coast, they've been at Maruya, they've been
Shelby
at
66 is actually a very good example because, like, let's say, he won a Galaxy, which is Rose Hill 1,100 metres. Mm-hmm. So let's say that he'd won 3 highways or 2 highways over 1,100 metres at Rose Hill. This is all make-believe.
Yeah.
But you can look into his stats and say he's 2 from 2 over 1,100 metres at Rose Hill, which is track and distance, so 2 wins. Two times he started there and 2 times he's won. So now he's got to contest better horses in a Group 1 Galaxy. So it's a really irrelevant stat.
Yeah.
Like as is first up and second
First up,
yeah.
So you always, class and ratings,
you have to
always over those two.
Look more into it.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying
If
to
it's
give
like a
more-
bit of a like, say if it's like a midweek meeting or something like that, and like it's just a horse that's been well established. You know, it's a 6-year-old. It's had 30 starts or whatever, and you can see like just like one of those horses that just contests a benchmark 75. Like that's sort of its level. Like if I notice like that it always has 3 trials and they have it rock hard fit fresh to win a similar sort of race, like I'll pay a bit of attention to it. That all right, this is a trend that the trainer has clearly like found that works for this horse and does like targets that sort of race. But when it's probably a bit more like that, like going into better races out of benchmark races midweek, like I think it's a different ball game. But like some trainers would go, this horse just flies fresh. We get him rock hard fit with 3 trials or 2 trials and a jump out. Yeah, and then we go bang, first up, ready to win.
Some trainers like do have their horses rock hard, fresh.
Yeah,
So
Mark Noonan was one that his horses, and Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexio.
Björn's a bit like that as well.
Yeah.
Björn's always ready to go. He gives
They
them,
always
he
win
gives
a
them
trial
fair
by-
trials.
Yeah, they
By
do
7
trialer,
But someone like Annabelle Neesham, she used to have her horses rock hard fit first up, and then they'd sort of regress from that first up run. But now she's sort of changed her pattern to have a little bit more left in the tank. So they'll produce first up and then they'll come on from that. Yeah, which is the way like a guy like Chris Waller trains.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good insight, boys. Top 3. What's our top 3 this week?
We put this question out a couple of weeks ago. We didn't get time last week's podcast.
You roughed us up last week.
So we had to watch a race.
Race at Ipswich.
But the top 3 is top 3 clutch or last minute, last second sporting victories. So, there's one that definitely comes to mind that I guess you could almost say like this entire segment now has its own name, and that's doing a Bradbury. So Stephen Bradbury, probably the clubhouse leader for
I think
clutch
so.
or last
Absolutely.
minute, like things like that. But
That's not clutch.
Not clutch.
Not clutch,
sorry.
but it's-
because a lot of people said that in the comments as well. I'm like,
not clutch, but that's, but it's a last
what?
minute, like clutch is like Michael Jordan's like the last shot.
Clutch is Jonathan Thurston.
Yep, that field goal. Yep. Nathan Cleary's grand final last year.
Nathan
18
Cleary's
minutes.
grand final.
That
was
was
a clutch half. That was phenomenal, wasn't it?
You could see that happening. You could see that happen. No, I didn't watch it live, as I said.
Yeah.
But if I was watching that live, I would have took that $51. Still annoyed that I didn't get to watch that game live because that was a great opportunity.
It was.
I saw it happening.
Have you got a top 3?
Top 3, I would say Chautauqua was number 1 for me. Jonathan Thurston and I don't know. There was a lot of great ones in the comments. There's a player for Collingwood called Jamie Elliott, and he's pretty clutch with kind of boundary side goals. So it's a little bit more specific to me, but just overall last minute. Collingwood winning the grand final last year while I was there. That final goal, which was I could go on about this for hours and I won't, but it was like centre clearance, Nick Dacos, Pendlebury, back to Dacos to DeGoey goal.
Yep.
That was like that won the grand final for us. Like that came up in my reels the other day, and like I had goosebumps down to my ankles. Just that, that second. So any Collingwood fans listening to this will know exactly what I'm talking about, and we'll have the same goosebumps over right now thinking about that. So what's your top 3? Hairy Legs?
Well, I just come up with them then. I actually hadn't given it too much thought.
Well, fucking shock me.
I don't know. There's a few.
Yeah,
do you remember like I reckon it was like in the 90s. Do you remember when Michael Bevan had one ball against the West Indies to win, and he needed 3 runs, and he did a straight drive back over the bowler's head, and it went for 4?
I was in the womb, so no, I don't remember it. But
no, that's okay.
I actually do remember
that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was just like, I think they lost a heap of wickets early, and then Bevan got in and he just
he stayed
chipped
in,
away.
didn't he?
He was a great clutch player. Just Like Australia left it up to him so many times, but that I don't even remember.
Cricket fan when you were a kid.
I was,
yeah.
I used to love.
You just sit there and you
love Michael
robe
Bevan.
and have a cup of tea.
Used to love Brian Lara when I was a kid.
yeah.
I used to have.
You used to have that big chain when I met you as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You used to have that big gold
That's right.
chain. Big
Yeah.
Brian Love.
And I had the dreadlocks too back
Yeah,
then.
and they look good.
Yeah,
They
thanks.
look good.
Thanks,
you should get
mate.
them in your hair too.
I will.
They're all down his back.
I was planning on growing them back a couple of years ago, but it just didn't work out for me. What else? I'll say Jonathan Thurston when the Cowboys beat the Broncos in the grand final.
Yeah. What year was that?
15.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Morgan. Michael Morgan's play was equally clutch.
Yeah.
Like, because that was
Yeah.
literally the last game,
Yeah.
last play. That could have went to ground. They could have, and Brisbane would have won the grand
Yeah.
final.
Yeah.
If Thurston had have got that conversion from the sideline, it would have been even more clutch. Like
I thought that
clutch.
was going
Yeah,
over,
yeah,
but
yeah.
still
Yeah.
to hit the field goal as well.
Yeah. clutch
I
from
think
there.
He's done that in
Oh,
Origin,
so
though,
many
hasn't
times.
he?
Yeah.
We've won an Origin. I think it was for
so
the
many
series.
times.
I think it was for the
So many
series where
times.
he kicked from the sideline. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
The only other, like, if you want the ball to be in someone's hands at the end of a game to get a field goal,
JT.
Don't say it.
Daly Cherry Evans.
DC.
100%.
How did you miss that?
He can kick him
Yeah,
right
he
foot,
can.
left foot, doesn't matter. Like, and he has
True.
kicked more field goals than anybody else
Yeah.
in the comp. And
Is this a true stat?
think it
or
is.
that
yeah,
a
100%.
stat?
No, he also like he'll kick him level up and then kick the winner. Like he's a superstar field goal
Kronk
person.
was like that
I was
too.
going to
at
say
the end
my
of-
man Cooper.
yeah.
He 21-20 against New South Wales. He
Yeah.
kicked that field goal. Yep.
And then I do think that Cleary's last 20 minutes in that grand final was some of the greatest football I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't get enough credit. It gets a lot of credit, but I would love to be, and I don't have that brain, NRL wise, break down every single meter he ran and what he did in that last half. Because that should
He was
be,
he was in the zone there. That was unbelievable.
That's like someone playing. I've always thought if I could have any superpower, to be have like, remember that remote from Click?
Yeah.
Because you just slow down and be able to be the best football player in the world. I'd go instantly be a heavyweight boxer because imagine just bashing someone in slow mo.
You just have to like maneuver yourself around them.
That is the internal workings of me being externalized there, but it was like that with him.
You'd be
he
like
was
the
seeing
Flash.
that game before it was happening.
Oh, no doubt. That was
No,
outstanding. And then the only other one that I can think of right now was like, I think it might have been LeBron's second ring when he was playing for the Heat.
Yeah, Miami.
I think it was like game 5 or something like that. And it was against the Celtics. And Ray Allen hit a jump shot from the corner. They got a rebound. I think LeBron took the shot. And they got a rebound and it got kicked out to the corner and Allen was there. It was the last play and he made a 3 to level up and go to overtime.
Yeah, right.
And that's what kept the Heat in and that gave LeBron his second win.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Ring.
I don't know that. I don't know that one.
I don't either.
I can't even picture Ray Allen.
Ray Allen's, he's the second. He's made the second most 3-pointers in NBA history.
Nailing the stats now.
Stats man.
Stats man.
Dave Middleton on the couch.
Okay, I think we nailed that. What's
Ray.
yours?
My 3. Winx's win in the 2019 Warwick Stakes where she missed the kick, flashed home and nailed Fox play right on the post. To keep like an unbeaten streak like that intact. Well, not unbeaten, but like that run of wins that she had, the streak. That was very clutch and certainly last millisecond to get the job done.
Yeah, I know that.
Mark Coyne's try in State of Origin, that's not a try, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
That's got to be probably one of the most well-known Origin moments, I would say.
Were we talking about this? Was it with you? We're talking about that. And we're like, was that when they said that's not a try?
Yeah, I think
that
we
was
were
it.
talking about it last week. And then the other one that sort of might not be as well known, but for Liverpool fans certainly is the 2005 Champions League final. They were down 3-0 at halftime against AC Milan. They came back like clutch second half, made it 3-3 to go into extra time, and then penalty shootout. And the goalkeeper for Liverpool at the time, Jerzy Dudek, had an absolute blinder with the gloves on and saved like Shevchenko's penalty. Like AC Milan had to score, and he saved it. And Shevchenko at the time was like golden ball, like golden boot, I should say. So it was just a really clutch second half in a big game like that.
They're two I'm going to have to go back and watch.
Yeah, go back and watch
like that. I love that.
2005 Champions League.
Remember I said like I brain dead myself on YouTube before bed sometimes?
That's the sort
of
of
of times they're the rabbit holes I go down.
Yeah, like Steven Gerrard, like I think Gerrard scored a header to make it like 3-1 from memory, and then there was just a few other like real clutch goals. I can't think of his name, but he was like a midfielder for Liverpool. He scored like a screamer from outside the box. Yeah. It was just an all-time comeback.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nailed.
We did nail that. That was good.
All right, go and follow UPC Showdown across your social media pages. Give them a like, give them a follow, because we're going to be talking about this because
you're going to want to get involved.
Yeah,
so
you will. You will.
Just
whether you're early, whether you're not, you're gonna play this game. I reckon.
And you know what else you want to get involved in? Racehorse ownership. Come and buy a share in Genetic Freak.
Who wrote on Twitter today, get freaky with us?
Me.
Loved it. Yeah. Get freaky with us.
Yeah.
Come get freaky with the freak.
Yep.
Genetic Freak.
Did you see Genetic Freak this morning? He did. Will was out at Campos this morning.
How did he look?
Oh,
well, he's sold, so don't worry about Pungo.
Good to hear, though, because the Pungo owners in there.
Looks good. But
Pungo owners should be getting into the freak as well, I reckon.
Yeah, Genetic Freak, they'll both be winning around the same time, so jump on board. He's going to be a nice
I'll
horse.
go bang, bang.
We'll probably have a double one day. Who knows? Gold Coast.
Wouldn't that be
I'll be 10 units both, and we'll just be...
I'll be 10 beers.
That'd be nice.
All right, punters, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Will. Thank you, ball boys. Good luck this weekend on the punt, and if you're going to have a bet, do so responsibly. Bye.
Bye.